I wanted to do something for myself. I wanted to challenge myself to be better and better and better. Always stayed with the coaching. I always learned, and the more I learned, the more successful I became. And if you don't work, might as well just fire yourself because you're not going to get paid. A lot of people assume real estate. Okay, I go study it. I'm a real estate agent. Client's going to jump on my lap and say, "Hey, I want to buy a house." It doesn't work that way.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Refined Mindset. I am here with Nader Homos with Keller Williams Solutions. And Nader is going to be, I know of Nader. He's a very successful agent, top producing agent in his office. And what's interesting is his backstory, which is what we're going to, go into from a corporate leadership to one of the top producers. So we're excited to have Nader here with us. Thank you, Nader.
Thank you, Steve.
Awesome. So we're going to be talking a little bit about, his history with the corporate, how it's, that corporate leader, I should say, how transitioning from that huge operation to now leading his own real estate business. And of course, what mindset shifts you had to do, or some of them may have been the same mindset, right? Running a large organization to that. So a little bit first, tell me a little bit about your work history, Nader. Kind of what was that other business you before coming into this?
I started with retail when I was young, and I really liked it. I loved being around people. I loved taking care of clients and customers and all that. So I stuck with it for the last, I would say about 30 something years, and I loved it. I think I was just made for taking care of people and making people happy.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I love that. So you started in retail, right? Now, when you started in retail, were you did you start from, I won't say the bottom up, but you started from the ground and kind of moved up, or you were kind of thrown into that management role right away?
I would not take a job as a manager. I always started from the bottom because I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn what it takes to make a successful operation. So I started both company. I started from the beginning, and within 6 months, I moved up and took over. And that's what made it really successful. You know everything around the store or about the operation completely. It's like somebody walking in and asking you for something, and they're like, "Oh, no." It's you need it to know, and that's what makes life a lot easier. Because you deal with client every day, and the last thing you want to do is look back as a manager or as a leader. So you need to know everything about the business that you're doing.
I love that. And you're exactly right. It's like, what they say in real estate, how do you create systems and models if you don't know what you need to create in terms of systems and models, right? So yeah. I love that approach, from learning the ins and outs, and I'm sure this has helped you with growing that relationship with your employees at that, at the large corporation. It wasn't like you had the rapport you built up, and then you're like, hey, we're gonna grow together. Is that about right, Nader?
Very much. I knew what we had to go through, and I knew what everybody else had to go through, so I helped them through it. My biggest thing was training and getting everybody to know what they want to do. I really did not believe in somebody just sitting behind the register because of that's your job. Your job is to learn and move up. Because if you want to sit behind the register, you're never going to go anywhere. And thankfully, with spending over I would say 30 years in the retail business, I trained enough people that they are very, very successful in the business that they're in right now. And I'm very proud of them, and I'm in touch with them all the time. And we're not talking about just regular manager. I got manager of the year all over the United States. He was an 18-year-old cashier that I with me, and he is on the top of the world right now. And he's one of many. So training is a key that will make life success and business success easy.
Mm.
Train them, you're not going to get nothing. You just got somebody bunching in and bunching out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It sounds like more than that, brother. It's the coaching. You have, someone's willing to invest in themselves. You're investing back. So I'm sure it was more than a trade. It was more like that 18-year-old who's running the company or running the area now. That was not just a training. That was like, this is his goal. And you were like, okay, let's get you from here to here with, I'm sure, coaching, empowering, and leading, right?
Coaching, empowering, it makes, as a leader, it'll make your life a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about when you leave to go home that everything's going to go wrong and there's nobody to handle it. When you train them correctly, they could handle themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And many people, they don't do it, but it's easy. You're doing it every day. Take them with you, show them, teach them, work with them, and make your life a whole lot easier.
I love that. No, I know, and I know you. You're really big on empowering and training. So the question is going to be like, well, how do you go from doing the grind, as we say, right? Starting at the lower. I don't like the term bottom. Starting at the lower, moving your way up. What kind of spark to say, I'm moving on to real estate now and going to implement those skills? Tell me about that. How did that come about?
I wanted, honestly, I wanted the freedom. I wanted to be free to do what I know how to do. Let me rephrase it. I wanted to do something for myself. I wanted to challenge myself to be better and better and better. So I wanted to start my own business and flourish at it. I know I could do it. And, there's always mentors out there. There's always coaching, and you're familiar with coaching. And I took that chance, and I know I could do it, but I still relied on the mentors and the coaching to learn. Because everything you do when you study, you're just studying. Mm-hmm. And when you get to the fact that you need to practice, you need somebody to be side by side with you. And thankfully, I had the right people to walk with me the path, and that's how things turned out to be great. Actually, getting better.
Well, it sounds like you found someone that you were like in the next place, in that brokerage. You found that someone that that helps you from this point to this point. They're the middle, the catalyst that helps you get to focusing your mindset to there from one place to the goal, which is awesome, right? That means there's good leadership in where that organization is. And now, was it a challenge? I'm sure, but how was the challenge to go from that to, it was straight to full time, or did you kind of go, part time corporate to full time real estate? How was that transition?
Transition was completely full time. I decided that I want to do this. I studied very, very hard, and I wanted to be on my own. I went to the office, signed up, and I found the right person that I could sit with every day. And literally, I sat with 5 days a week for a whole year. And it was amazing. It was somebody that you could say was an image of me, because he trained on his own way. I didn't understand it first, but the more I listened, the more I learned. And here he was awesome at it. And within the first month, things start turning, and there was no fear. You just jump, do the deal, get the deal done, ask the questions, get it done, do it correctly, and keep moving. So the first year, I never gave up on asking for help. Because real estate, everything changes. Mm-hmm. And every deal that you have, or every client that you have, they're completely different. So you need to learn each aspect of the business and the need of the client. Mm-hmm. The customer first, you need to flip them and make them your own client. Then you make them your friend. And if they don't trust you, and you don't like, let me think about this for a second. You lost them. So always stayed with the coaching. I always learned, and the more I learned, the more successful I became.
I love that. I love that. You know what's funny, Nader, is the successful agents I've interviewed or I know, there's a commonality, right? From newer agent, they all say the same thing. We interviewed like $100 million Sotheby's team from Maryland. They said the same thing. When they first started, she was at the office. She said, "What do you need me to do? What do you need me to do? What can I do?" Right? Another agent said, "I had 3 hours because of my kids. What do you need me to do?" There's a commonality. And I would say, would you agree with this, Nader? Is aside from maybe the skills of treating it like a job, you transition that to your business, right? You have that job in your business. What other kind of things you transition in terms of your skills and things you learn from the other world to real estate?
Oh, wow. Good question. Well, number one, it's the honesty. Being correct and giving the right information. Don't make things up. Be genuine. If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you do. Being yourself and not afraid of a challenge in front of you, that is a plus. Many people, they want to sound like they know what they're talking about, and they have no idea what's the question in front of them. No.
I love that.
If people are genuine and understanding, when you don't know, just say, let me find out. I'll do what I can to get you or to the goal that you want to. Let me see what I could find better. Let me see what I could do better for you. Be genuine about it. Clients are unbelievably complex. You need to know their mentality about what they're doing. You're putting the biggest investment of their life right in front of you on the table. And one scratch, everything could go crazy for you and for them. So just do it the right, correct way. And it's everything really combined, retail, real estate, everything is very much the same. Just do the best that you can at it. And if you don't know, you don't know. Nobody knows. Yeah.
You're 1,000%, right? It's better to say, I don't know, but I will find that out rather than make something up.
Give me a minute, 2 minutes, let me call, let me find out. And we did. I mean, many of the first couple of contracts, I relied on, my broker, my compliance broker, my coach was getting phone calls at midnight. I know. And, you study for 6 months or 3 months or 4 months. What you study is not the reality of being outside with a client.
100%.
So if you don't rely on your peers, you don't rely on your coaching, you don't rely on your broker, you're going to screw something up. And screwing up, you're not screwing a $10 cup of coffee. You're screwing $100,000, $1 million, $2 million contract. That's not good.
Exactly. It's funny, like, the term, committing to self-mastery, right? Or being learning based. And what a lot of agents, fail to understand is it's not being the perfection. It's striving to always be perfect. And in that striving, we always stay learning based. We always commit to self-mastery, because the moment we say, I got it, is the moment we should say, what's the next goal?
Exactly.
Right?
Nobody knows everything. And like I said, every transaction you go through, every client you have, it's completely different than the one before. I've been doing this for a long time. I have not yet seen a transaction like the one I did before.
Yes.
Amazing. And I did my first contract. I mean, I was amazed that the help that I got when I needed it, and it was from somebody from outside my office, but they were Keller Williams on the seller side. And I was working it, and we were doing it on Christmas Eve. Amazingly, that agent was so amazing that he went till midnight on the phone with me and explained things. Yeah, and it was awesome. It was beautiful. I appreciate that. And it worked wonderful. So You're never old enough to learn. You're never too young to learn. Sorry, I said that, but you're not too young to learn, and you're never old to learn. Because if you don't learn today and you keep learning, something gonna go wrong.
1,000%. I love that mindset.
Don't say I know everything.
I love that mindset. And you know what I always find where I know you, and I know what the one thing that I'm always like, I wish agents would be in that level is, aside from your awesome customer service mindset, your tenacity, your drive, you have a business mindset too. Like, it's about, at the end of the day, you're working on your business while you're in your business, right? And I love that, where I know you personally, that it's about the numbers. It has to make sense for everyone, right? So I love that. So when you first started, and I know, there's great success, great support. I'm sure there were some big obstacles, or maybe doubts, or maybe some big challenges. What were some of those when you first started?
Wow, not knowing that everything that you study for and you got the 100% score on, literally nothing to do with working with a client.
Yeah.
Had to go and say, hey, where is the paperwork that I need to? A lot of people assume real estate, okay, I go study it, I'm a real estate agent. Client going to jump on my lap and say, hey, I want to buy a house. It doesn't work that way. Number one, I own my own business. I want to work hard for it. I want to build it. I want to get the client. I want to get the speed. I want to get all that. So that was one of the biggest challenges, is how do I set all these up? It took me literally about 30 days to get all my thoughts and the way I want to run my company. If you don't work, might as well just fire yourself, because you're not going to get paid.
Yes.
Yeah, many people say, well, we sit in the office like 14, 15 hours a day. We're getting paid. We're not getting paid. We need to work hard enough to get 1, 2, 3 clients to come and work with us and earn it. So the first 30 days, I set up my system. I knew what I need to do. I needed to promote myself. I need to go and find the right people that I want to work with. And 6 months later, I was one of the first cabbers, and it was amazing. Challenging, but I learned a lot.
I love that.
The system worked for me because I had to lean on the mentor, the coaching, the people that they were here, and they walked me right through it. And I still, you've been here. I go to the meetings. I listen. I go on the Zoom. Today I had 2 different meetings with MLS because I need to learn about the new stuff. So you never old to learn, because the more you learn, the better you get at what you do.
I love that. And the biggest thing is too is, and you know this because you've seen a lot of newer agents come after, is, as long as there's always an investment back, but if the agent is not willing to invest in themselves, it doesn't matter the resources and the tools, right? You were a prime example of someone that's willing to invest more and more. And as long as that investment's back and you keep pushing each other, then everyone is growing. So beautiful thing. So now you're a top producer. You're a capper. I mean, you can see the plaques and the awards and everything in the back, right? Now that you are, kind of in that level of success, the top producer, what are some strategies you use now, especially the market shifts that has happened where it's, a little bit slower for longer that we haven't seen in a while? What are some key strategies or some, things you use to continue to push through this and to stay in the right mindset? What are some things you use to continue that success?
Honestly, it would be, I watch a lot of videos from professionals. I do a lot of meetings. I'm an educator. So I go out, when I talk to people, I educate them. Many of the clients or many of the customers that we have outside, there's 2 things that they know. They know real estate, and they have no idea what real estate is. So you're sitting in a conversation, and you let them say what they have. and start educating them. And the more they say, the more you need to be relaxed and educate. You do not have to be defend yourself. Just educate them. And the more you educate, the more you win.
Mm-hmm.
If you start taking it everything personally, you're like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody watch the TV and AG, whatever.
AG, yeah, all that stuff.
I deal with that every day. They know, they think they know. They look at the Zello, they look at this, and they think they know. They're listening to different news outlets, and they think they know what they're doing. But when you start giving them the fact about the business, that's when you win. And, it's still, people are crying, and they're saying, business is good. It's not crashing. It's still, the price is settled. I mean, we had a conversation the other day. Oh, prices are going down. Finally, I'm like, the prices are really not going down. There is nothing going down. Okay, they're settling. I mean, if you buy a house last year for $500,000 and still worth $500,000, the prices do not go down.
It's not going down.
Yeah, the people who are overpaid or the people who are overpricing their homes, that's where the prices have changed.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of what you're talking about, and don't push too much. Give the information you have. Let them process it. And when they have questions, answer them.
I love that.
That's how it is. So it's been a good month so far.
Yeah, that's definitely a blessing. That's that, and I love that. And my coach calls it teach to sell, right? Is you teach the client how to reach their goal, right? And where usually that ones that are being prescribed to help that goal. I love that, Nader. That's great. Now we're in, we're coming close to 2026, right? What are some business goals for you for the next year, 2 years or so? What is the one thing you would like to see happen from next year and the year after that?
For next year. And
so business goals for next year.
I'm really working very hard on finding the right team to put together. I want to move into more high-end luxury. Thank God I've been in luxury for 2 years, but I want to move, start working high-end sales. Going to do get the commercial license.
Oh, I like it.
And be like you. I'm gonna be working on. Hopefully, by the end of this year, I'm gonna finish up getting my Maryland and DC license.
I love it.
I'm getting clients from like everywhere jumping like, go to Maryland. I don't want to. Like, go. Okay.
Come to Maryland. Well, it's a good problem to have, right? It's a good problem to have.
Honestly, it is. It's just being occupied with so much that I cover the majority of North of Virginia. So from Stephen City to Spotsylvania all the way to Arlington. So I'm moving around very much everywhere. I love going to the mountains. I love doing land sales, by the way, because that's like my dream, being out there for the whole weekend. So,
yes. No traffic.
I do that. I love being out in the fresh air. I do that on the weekend. But I want to build my team. I want to get a team going on, and I want to start going on the luxury and get the commercial.
I love that. Those are great goals, and especially we can see where your right seat, as well as great as in terms of helping clients, is that leadership. Coaching, training agents, empowering, because that's something that, there could be a lot of top producers, but there's not a lot of leaders. And we've seen those firsthand at times, right? With other places, other people. So I love that. Any terms of, I know you said commercial goals, right? Any kind of personal goals, family goals, or anything like that?
I would really like to take a vacation. Just every time I schedule it, something else comes up with the business. So yeah, I'm probably that would be the first one to put the team together. So they will take over when I'm not here. They know what needs to be done. Right
I
now,
love that.
I got the PC, I got the advertising and all that. It's working, but I'm working with 2 to 3 people right now. I'm trying to figure out to mold them enough to see if they will fit or not.
Gotcha. Yeah, I love that. And that's one of the beautiful things with the team. A lot of people are like, well, my overall dollar amount might be less. It's like, but we're not understanding, we're leveraging that so we can either implement it in either more income producing, more me time, or more family time, right? Because time we can't get back. We can't get back.
That's a lot of, many agents, they're thinking that way. I mean, I don't want to spend money because I don't have the money. You spend money to make money.
Exactly. Investment.
People stop coming if you're working.
Exactly.
It does not stop.
I love that. And especially you as a business mindset, you understand that very well. I love that. So for anyone, especially someone that's in a high ranking, I mean, you were like the regional person, like we're not talking like small, you were big. For anyone that's wanting to make that career transition, they have, because it is different where you may be, killing it consistently, which is great in real estate. Not a lot of agents get to that point that quickly, and yet they don't want to take that dive because of that every 2-week paycheck. So what would be some advice for someone that's looking at that career change that you can give them?
I would say invest the time that you're investing in the company right now, invest it in your own business, work as hard and learn as hard. You have to impress the corporate people, invest yourself. Take it to the next level. Put it in, this is your business. You're the CEO. You're the guy who working from the lower all the way to the CEO. Somebody's writing a check. That's you. So for other corporations, you're doing it for all these big corporations. Why don't you put in your business? If you have the heart to do, put it there, put it in your own business. Don't let anything stop you from being the success that you want to be.
I love that. That actually, that's powerful because I've never heard anyone say it like how you just said it, and I love that. You're working hard for the CEO. Work hard for yourself as a CEO. Like that's a quote that's great. I may take it, by the way. So I'll send you 10 cents every time I say it. No, but I love that. That's a powerful thing in that right mindset.
There was a saying, it says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll be among the stars.
Exactly.
So, if something goes wrong in corporate office and in the business that you're in, corporate knows your first name, your last name, they could care less about everything else. They're not going to check at the end of the week, but when something goes wrong, you're the first one to go before they check. So if you're investing that much hard work in it, invest it in your own business. Because even if you work under the umbrella of whatever company it is, Keller Williams, XP, whatever, but this is your business. Keller Williams is not writing your check. XP is not writing your check. You're writing your own check at the end of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love that. No, that's awesome. Nader, for people out there, clients, maybe future buyers and sellers, maybe they're they're coming over to this area. How can you be reached?
Absolutely. You can reach me at 703-577-0705. I have an Instagram. I have the Facebook.
That probably the best is probably number text you.
Yeah, just use my phone number. Use my text. Text me. I really don't like texting, but if you like texting, text me. I'll get back to you. If I'm on the phone, always leave a message because I never. I hate not answering the phone. But if I'm with another client, guess what? You have to leave a message and I'll get back to you.
I love it. No, thank you so much, Nader. It's been a pleasure. I learned a lot, and I know you fairly well, and I still am always, like you said, always still learning base. So thank you so much for coming on and giving us your knowledge.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nader. And for anyone else, there's more great information. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Give them the thumbs up. Thanks, Steve.